This is the natural habitat of an industrial designer. His name is Kevin. He's the design manager here at Craighill. If you've ever held one of our products in your hands, chances are at least part of it came from his brain. Where do his ideas come from? How did he learn to be a designer? How did he wind up at Craighill? To find out, we'll observe him as he moves through and interprets the world around him over the course of a typical day.
This is not a typical day. You two usually don't meet me at my home first thing in the morning. But it's kind of fun to be interviewed for not a job. Very inquisitive.
We'll see what he sees. We'll witness his curiosity.
I've never interacted with this thing before. I've never been on camera like this. There's a digital display, buttons, lights, this funny antenna. That's hilarious.
This is a person who notices the small details.
Whoa, this thing's fully metal. I like how things feel in the hand, thinking about how they work. I know that inside of this, there's probably a computer that's super smart, right? I know that there's no computer in my film cameras. It's crazy how all this works together. And someone had to think of that. And that was an industrial designer.
I'm Zach, one of the founders of Craighill, here to provide expert verbal transitions between scenes.
Hey, Zach.
Hey.
I think the mindset I have in my existence is absorb. Because you never know. Maybe it'll inspire something. I'm always looking for little vignettes. Oh, that's an interesting form. Some weird things. This was in a case with a bunch of wine keys. These are just these beautiful little wooden spindles, weird perspective wire art. Sometimes I go back to them and what the hell was I trying to get from that?
After a short train ride, Kevin arrives at Craighill's state-of-the-art facility.
It's a really sweet building to come up to. It is old, it has character. So there's a small moment of inspiration. The elevator, it screams at you as the door closes. You're at work, you're at work.
Now Kevin is on his way to set our products in motion.
A lot of our product concepts here come from, I want to say, the aura of Hunter and Zach. And they're lighter, flashlight. Our design team is Hunter, and then Wallman, and then me, Kevin. Hunter will come to us with an idea, and we'll spend part of our day pulling references, research, sample buying, which essentially is online shopping, which is kind of fun. I sketch dump all the ideas I have. I'm drawing, I'm modeling, documenting. What did you do? The design meetings are a time to share out and get input from the other members of the design team. And it kind of passes through the Hunter filter. Sometimes there is a feature or detail that he's hooked on to. So Hunter will say what if it was pips though? It's a pip era, pip moment right now. I don't know what was before that, maybe just chamfers and bevels. I think I get most excited though when our projects are in a phase where I'm able to prototype, when there's something to build. You have to problem solve with an eye for an aesthetic. Sometimes the obvious answer isn't the most beautiful or the most elegant. How do you finesse this feature into something that wouldn't have it, but then you make it look cool and it feels appropriate?
We've seen how Kevin got here, but where did this all begin?
My granddad and my uncle were contractor electricians, so I grew up around a lot of tools. Sadly, both my uncle and my granddad passed away, and I feel now they'd be oh, you know how to use a chop saw now, whereas before it'd be get the fuck away from the chop saw, or get out of the garage. I'd pretend I was a mechanic, and I would crawl up under any coffee table with crayons, drawing what I thought the underside of a car would look like, having never been under one. Sorry, Mom. If you ask my mom, she'd be you kind of have an expensive taste. Growing up in Virginia Beach, big Navy town, I almost went to the Naval Academy. For a point, I was yeah, I'm gonna be an officer, and it'll be cool to go back home in my white uniform. And then I had a guidance counselor that was hey, maybe you wanna do something creative because you like to paint and you're kind of weird. So that was probably the best decision ever. And then learning about the industrial design program at Virginia Tech. I feel like while you're in industrial design school, you tell your parents' friends what you do, and they're like, oh, what are you designing highways? What are you designing scaffolding, you know? Design school doesn't teach you everything you need to know, but it like hones you as a person to be a designer. For all the summers, I stayed in Blacksburg with my friends. We would make stuff in the wood shop and then go sell at the farmer's market. You have to create stuff and then see how people react to it. That's what invigorated the scrappy entrepreneurial mindset I have with things.
Before they're going, all right, we're live.
My first job was on the Eastern Shore of Maryland as a technical engineer. And then I got a job in DC working for a furniture showroom. Got to see this other side of like retail. I feel like I learned the most about how to be around fancy people at that job, which was like kind of polar opposite from the first place. It was very like, we're in a factory. And then now it's like, we're in a showroom. But on the side, I try to start my own design practice with a friend of mine. Kind of hard to start a business as like two designers, because all we know is design. Yeah, it's kind of funny to think about. But yeah, I mean, I had fun. We're still like best friends. The skills I was building at my previous job, I was like, okay, maybe I won't design stuff for my job.
He may not have known it at the time, but Kevin was closer to his goal than he thought.
I knew of the name Craighill. I can't remember what, but I feel like the Wilson probably crossed my path at some point in school. This idea of like solid metal, Craighill, New York, it was kind of all there. So seeing the job description, I was like, oh shit, that's that place. I applied actually for Juan's job to be a fulfillment manager. It got filled, and I feel like I was just emailing Hunter a bunch, like, hey, how's that going? I feel like I just got really lucky because he happened to look at my emails and saw that I had a design portfolio, and he was like, hey, we're hiring a junior design engineer. Would you be interested? I kind of was like, whoa. I was about to throw in the towel, and this is exactly what I want to do. I think I sent a GIF because I was like, this is a cool place. I need to set myself apart. So like made a GIF of like the notebook that I use day to day. I was like, this is how I keep myself organized. I was like, maybe they'll see the GIF. Students will ask me all the time, like how I landed at this job, which to me is a dream job. I feel bad sometimes because I feel like I got very lucky and I don't want to downplay that part of this. But getting a design job is finding the right balance of pestering the people you want to be working with, but not to a point where they're like, I don't want to spend 40 hours with this person.
Rest assured, everyone definitely enjoys spending 40 hours a week with him. Some of us even hang out with him on the weekends. Before he heads home, let's see if Kevin has any words of wisdom for aspiring designers.
There's a tendency as a student to never leave the studio. You sleep here, we're always here, we're always grinding. Maybe you are always grinding, but you're not always productive. Do design, go outside, breathe fresh air, absorb the world around you, and then bring that back to design work. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Design is awesome, design is beautiful, it's a part of life. It's not all of life.
Wise words. It's a big world out there, and so much more to explore. Does he need his own reality show?
I don't think I could be on reality TV. It's not for me.
Fair enough. Thank you for joining us. And thank you, Kevin, for letting us waste so much of your working time.
It's not supposed to be that smoky.
If you enjoyed the journey, subscribe to our channel for more. And if you have questions for Kevin, leave a comment below.